Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 6, season 2 of the Boardroom. My name is Ganiear. I'm going to be your host tonight, as I am always. Over there on that couch, we're welcoming back Evan. Welcome back, Evan. How are you today?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. But we have a special guest today, everybody. Special guest alert. Special guest alert. We have Phi Theta Phi's only Alex Pollock. Everybody, round of applause for Alex Pollock. Alex. What are you doing here, brother?
I had nothing else to do.
Well, we're glad to have you back here. Not back here for the first time here on the Boardroom. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you around more around here on TCTV. Keegan, welcome back, Keegan. How are you today?
You know, pretty good. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Why 8 out of 10? What's subtracting 2?
Not much.
Not much.
It's just you gotta leave room for like the extra specials days.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you get a real.
You go like a day at a time.
Yeah.
And you leave it. Okay. Interesting. All right. Over to Jamir. Jamir, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Anytime, man. We're just glad to have you back on the show, and we're glad everybody's here. We're glad to get actually on the road this time, so it's great. So my big man right next to me, we're sharing in the love here. Tim, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
This time we're not gonna have to put we're not gonna have to ring you out for content this time, are
No,
you?
I was in a bad mood last time. I'm good.
No, you're good now? Well, we're fine. He finally got his daily workout routine and it's fine. So this episode on the Boardroom, we're going to be bringing you something a little bit special, a little bit exotic here on the Boardroom. We're going to be bringing you some of our favorite things. Not just some of our favorite things, one thing in particular. We're going to be talking about our favorite vacations, okay? Not everybody has the pleasure of getting to go on vacations, but when you do at least take a road trip or somewhere that's not your house, it's a vacation, right, guys?
I'd say so.
Always on vacation.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Guess. That works.
The thing that we pointed out with Tim over here is that since he's from Florida, he's always on vacation, right? So you don't know the area, right? You just like everywhere you go, everywhere you go is just a new vacation for you.
Yeah, honestly, it pretty much is, you know.
So what's your favorite part about Greenville?
The snow, yeah.
The snow?
About Greenville.
No, nothing about Greenville. Not even the wonderful people here.
Oh, I was crippled, so you know, yeah, I had never met the people.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What about our Walmart?
In this segment of our favorite, we're going to be talking about our favorite vacations. But we're going to, instead of starting over there on the couch like we usually do, we're going to start right next to me with Tim. Tim, what's your favorite vacation?
My favorite vacation is with family, of course. Usually every time around July 4th, you know, the party.
I don't know. Fill me in.
We take a 14-hour drive from South Florida all the way to Virginia. Non-stop, like 5 a.m., you know. It takes a good 6 hours to get out of Florida first, because it's a long state. But, yeah. Yeah, we usually just go down to my aunt's house, you know. She has about like 20 people inside her house.
Is it a big house?
Oh, yeah. She, Coast Guard, it's the wife.
Coast Guard wife?
Coast Guard husband, you know, yeah, I'm bad at English.
Coast Guard husband.
Yeah, Coast Guard husband.
So it's her.
She's the manager of the Macy's in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So,
Interesting. So
At
just
least I
whenever,
think so.
just whenever you go over there, that's a vacation for you.
yeah, it's a great time. You know, we spend a week. We do kayaking if it's there. We golf. We go to the beach. You know, find gravestones from 1806.
That's awesome. That's cool. It's about 100 years after our nation was founded. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about you, Jamir? What's your favorite vacation?
Well, I don't really go on many vacations, but I have memories of spick and span vacations that I go on. Like
Spick and span?
Spick and span.
That means like clean.
I know. I like using that word though.
Go
but
for it.
I have memories of just like different points of different vacations that I went on, and just I have a certain memory of each vacation. And I remember the last one I went on. I went to a wax museum. That was pretty cool, and just walked around like a I don't know what you would call it. Like a I want to say it was like a little Brazil. Like, you know how they have like little Italy.
Little Portugal?
I don't know. But I remember that. But I think my most fond memory of being on vacation wasn't really fond, but it was there. I just remember it. I think it was Myrtle Beach. I was around before I knew how to swim age.
Okay.
I don't remember why, but I was so cranky and I wanted to go home. And this one day we were at the indoor pool, and I was marching around the pool chanting, "I want to go, I want to go." And then at some point, my mom pushed me into the pool. And that's kind of just my one of my big favorite memories from vacation.
That's how my dad taught me how to swim.
Exactly.
I mean, my
toss me
preschool was
in
at the
the deep end.
YMCA, so that's where I learned how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever hear about your parents getting thrown into the pool, there you go. You gotta throw your baby in the pool, see if it swims. All right.
Survival of the fittest.
For survival, yeah. I mean, jeez,
Natural
we're not gonna get into
selection.
that today. So moving right along over to that side, we got Keegan. Keegan, tell me your favorite vacation.
So one of my favorite vacations that my family does it every year. We drive to a lot of our other family. It's in West Virginia. So we drive there.
Mountain Mama,
Yeah.
take me home.
Take me home, country roads. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, it's nothing about like the actual vacation because we just go and stay at I think it's my great aunt's house or something. It's some weird connection.
Okay.
But it's a nice house. It's like a big farm area. But it's always hilarious that being there for 2 hours, my brother automatically picks up the accent. So he'll have like the West Virginia like accent the entire time when he's only been there for like 2 hours.
Okay. So instead of saying country roads like we would in Pennsylvania, it'd be like, take me home.
That's pretty much how
country
he would talk to this one old guy. And just after one conversation, he'd come back and be like, hey, fellers. It's
roads. That was it. Much better than mine.
It's really weird.
Yeah. That's just nothing like some good good West Virginia stories. There's nothing like it. So moving right along to our special guest, Alex. Alex, what is your favorite vacation?
My favorite vacation is probably the time I actually got to go to Taiwan. So, like, obviously, I'm not just white. I also have family in Taiwan, so I was able to meet them and stuff. And then my grandma, who was dying, gave me the scarf. That was really cool. And
Yeah?
it's like a super common scarf. Like, you could probably buy one for like $5, but like, it's nice to me. She died like a week later. Pretty cool.
That got really dark.
Oh my.
That was the best vacation.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you have something to keep her memory.
I don't understand her. I didn't speak her language.
You didn't speak her language? No. Well, that's unfortunate. So, moving right along to Evan. Evan, tell me, what's your favorite vacation?
I don't know how I'm supposed to top that.
What do you mean? You don't have any dying relative vacations? I thought that was commonplace.
I guess my favorite vacations were with my family. We'd go down. Our grandfather owned a vacation home in Florida, down in Naples.
Hey.
So I mean, it was really nice. We had a bunch of pools around us, sunshine every day. Got to drink from a coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But no, my favorite memory is we were on a sunset cruise. Me and my sister, my mom, and my dad. And then we see dolphins going along the side of the boat. And one of the dolphins ran into the boat.
Oof.
Like it hit, like
It's very common.
like it came up for air and then it just smacked into the boat.
That-
It's great.
Does it have brain damage?
Probably now.
That's a lot of damage.
Probably now.
Dead.
That's unfortunate.
That was a
for
critical
dolphin.
hit right there too. It's like
Critical.
was a headshot.
I know for me, my favorite vacation was just my family and I go on cruises every year, and we go to the Bahamas. My favorite place in the Bahamas is called Half Moon Cay. The water is crystal clear, like until it goes 10 feet deep off a cliff. It's just amazing. I love it. It's literally like crystal clear water, perfect sands. It's like whatever you get, like a postcard of a beach. That's what you want it to be. It's perfect. So with that being said, we're moving off from that subject. Everybody's favorite vacation sounds like it would be fun for the most part.
I mean, mine was kind of bland.
My grandma's the only one who suffered.
Oh
my
gosh. No. Okay.
It's so
anyway,
dark.
Anyway.
No,
So
she was
we're
pretty
bringing
fast,
another,
peacefully.
like we did the other episode, we had why, but we're bringing something else back, ladies and gentlemen. We have our other segment called Versus. We're bringing Versus back, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're doing for this Versus is we are doing the iPhone versus Android debate. We are going to end this once and for all. So we're going to take out our cellular devices here. Whoa! We're going to take out our phones here, and we're going to show you what we have. So if you want to get a close-up on this
Everyone's
camera.
there.
Why mine?
So I have an iPhone. I just got this iPhone this year when I came to college. I always really liked iPhones, but I never really got one. My family was Android for the most part. I had Samsungs all the time. Jamir and I talked about on our radio show, Tech Talk. You can find us on WXTC, by the way, shameless plug. We had a debate on iPhone or Android, what was better, and we had our favorite phone. And my favorite phone was an indestructible phone that was from like the 2010s or whatever.
We
Like,
didn't ask your
Nokia.
favorite phone.
what do you say?
We didn't ask your favorite phone for this episode.
It doesn't matter. But that was an Android, and I will never forget that. Yeah, great, thank you. But that'll never top this phone. But this is a really good option too. I like iPhone, I like Android, I like both of them. But it's great to see what everybody else thinks. So we're gonna come over here to the wide shot here. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at all of our phones? So why don't we get everybody to show up? So Tim, what do you have? Show up your phone.
The only Samsung?
You have. So do you like your Android? Do you like your Samsung?
You know what? No. I mean, yes.
You do like it.
Hey, it's not that bad of a phone, but I would like to have an iPhone, so like I could be a part of that gang. You know?
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a debate if you.
Okay.
But it's I'm gonna say it's the same technology.
It is the same
The
technology.
7, not the X, but the 7, but it's a cheaper version of it
Okay.
because it's 800 instead of 1,000.
I-
Because you're buying a brand.
It is. You're buying the brand. I mean, it's just usually how it is. So, I mean, I had a Galaxy S3, not the 4. I had the 5 and the 8. I really like the 8. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's good. It's like glass, just like the iPhone X is, but it also has a little indent button in there. You can click. It's like physical at the bottom. I like it. It's cool. Jamir, we're moving on to you. What do you have down there?
Oh, right here, I just have an iPhone X, space gray.
iPhone
Hard flex,
X?
but okay.
iPhone X gang?
iPhone X.
Okay. Tell me why you picked that phone.
Okay, so I've had, actually, before I talk about that, do you remember the first commercials about the droids that came out?
Droid.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
So I remember when those came out, I was so hyped about those because the commercials made them look so cool.
Right.
And I actually got one after, they died down.
Yeah.
That's usually how I get my phones. I get them after they die down. But I've had the Droid and HTC phone. I've had my share of Android phones. And honestly, I just don't like the layout of them. But I really do like the layout of iOS and Apple. So I like sticking with the iPhone. And I think the iPhone X is really just perfect right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's just the best all-around phone.
Pretty much for right now.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move over there to the couch. Keegan, why don't you show me what phone you have?
I also have the iPhone 10.
The iPhone 10?
Yes, the iPhone 10. I got this like a week ago
Uh-huh.
because I had broken my last phone.
You've broken your last phone?
Yeah, which was the
You
iPhone.
want to tell the audience what you did?
So I had the iPhone 8, and it was white, and I got out of my car, and it fell, and it cracked the screen.
Nice.
And then at dinner, I had slid the phone off the table at Teal in the cafe, and it hit the metal part of the bottom, and then it put like the black lines and all dead pixels,
No.
and then it stopped working.
See,
But-
let's have a counter.
See, but before this, let's not interrupt me, Tim, thank you.
No.
Whoa!
Oh.
But before this, I had a Windows HTC phone, and then I had the Galaxy S6, which I did like the S6. It was like the Exodus Edge or whatever, to where it had the little curve on it. It didn't really do much, but it had a cool like swipey thing, where you could pull up your favorite contacts. Yeah, it's on there on that one. But I liked them both. I think I like the Windows more than I did the Samsung.
Really?
Yeah, I like the Windows phones. It's just they don't have all the apps and everything because they're newer.
So we're going to go from Android versus iOS to Android versus iOS versus Windows phone.
It's not saying I like iOS the best, but I'm definitely putting Windows over Android or
Really?
Samsung. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to come back to that and argue. So over there, Alex, what do you have?
I have an iPhone SE. It served me well, obviously, as you can tell. It's pretty broken. It's fine. Because, the actual thing hasn't been hurt at all. But I also have a burner phone that is Samsung. So I tend to use that for, Spotify and stuff. People rag on me because I use free Spotify, but, I ain't paying for music.
Okay.
Sound is free.
Yeah. I mean, I can listen to Tim talk all day. Isn't that right, Tim?
I guess.
Okay. Moving along, Evan, we know that you just got a new phone too, like Keegan. What did you get?
The iPhone XR.
XR.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
What's the R stand for?
I have actually no idea.
Really a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Really.
I think it just doesn't have the dual camera.
It doesn't have Force Touch either.
It doesn't have OLED display either, or 3D touch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
know.
don't care. It was probably cheaper than your guys'. So I'm
Okay,
happy.
so before we get right into this segment on Versus, we have a special message from our brothers and sisters over from the Talentians. So stick around. We'll be right back after that. if you want to learn more about the Talentian, you can go on Teal's website at teal.edu and search up the Talentian. They have a great staff over there, and they have a great selection of comics and other things that you guys can read. So right now, back into the boardroom, we're going to be talking about iPhone versus Android, I guess, versus Windows Phone. So raise your hand if you think that Android is the better operating system.
Well,
Raise your hand if you think iOS is the best operating system. Raise your hand if you think Windows Phone is the best. I think we have a clear winner.
I think we can knock out the Windows
Okay,
from
so-
any point of this.
Since the majority rules in this situation, why don't we go to Jamir, because you're the best talker for this. Why don't you tell me why iOS?
for me, it's just opinion-based. I just like the format better and how it's laid out.
Okay.
And I just think it looks smoother and a lot, I don't know, slicker, I guess you would say.
Sleeker.
Sleeker.
So it's like more designed for, it's like a minimalistic.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that too. That's why I have, like I said, I have an iPhone too. It's just that I have a difference in opinion. But I agree with what you're saying. It is very slim line. If you're an older person, I'd say not older person, but somebody that doesn't really understand how to use a phone, you have to ask your son or your sister or somebody that's a little bit younger about how to use your phone. I would suggest getting an iPhone because all you have to do is they have these little squares that you can tap through. It's really simple. It's really easy to use, but sometimes it can get confusing.
It can.
I know that there's a feature on Android where you can actually search in your settings what you want to do, and you can't do that in iPhone. If I hand my phone to my mom and I was like, "Here, turn on the brightness," and she didn't know how to do it, and then she goes in the settings because that's what you have to do. She can just search settings and then it comes up, or light. I don't know, but that's just one thing for Android that I think takes the cake for that. But also on the other hand, it gives it better for iPhone. So Tim, as you're using an Android, is there stuff that you like about your Android? No, Samsung is Android. Samsung, is there anything that you like about your about your Android?
I like the camera when it first came out, then the X came out. You know, beat that. And then,
But then it's just a cycle.
yeah, it was more cheaper than the iPhones. You know, I like that reason. You know.
Yeah. It's also a
decent-
generation behind, though. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
it's a decent layout still. You know,
Mhm.
I can also hack my phone and get free Spotify, and iPhones can't do that.
I mean, you can, but
Yeah,
I
it's
pay
like-
for my
If
Apple
there's
Music.
a will,
sorry.
there's a way. But we're not going to do that because we're law-abiding citizens. Isn't
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
right?
I'm a broke college student. Thank you very
I pay
much.
for my Apple Music.
Yeah, I pay for it's $5 for Apple Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's $5 for Spotify, Hulu, and Showtime.
I would do that, but I already have my ad-free Hulu, so there's no point.
Yeah, but like
This show's just
still.
become hard flexing. Okay.
No. So any other times, I would say Android is the better phone. I actually had a Google Pixel when they came out, the Google Pixel 1, and the Google Pixel 2 was a really good phone too. It had a better camera than the iPhone X when it came out, which is interesting because it has better low light, better all that other stuff. But a camera's a whole nother section for another day. But over there on the couch, what do you guys think about iOS? Anybody could just shout out an answer.
I just think it's the most simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a Galaxy or a Samsung or whatever Android is called, it's like there's so much stuff you can do on it where it's hard to find and scroll through things. When you're on iOS, it's just kind of like all right there and it's all labeled well.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you need anything, you can't, like in iOS, you can go to the settings and there's a search bar at the top to search which setting you need.
Okay.
It's just about the same. Like, I just think it's simpler. Like all the brighter colors, I like it.
As it is simpler, I'd like to, if somebody was asking me what an Android is, and I had to tell them and explain to them if they had no idea what it was, I'd say it's the phone for a tinkerer. Google's trying to make it, like with their Pixel line, they're trying to make it more like an iPhone, which I don't really think that's their niche market. Android's the biggest phone manufacturer around. Not like Android itself, that's the operating system, but all of their phone manufacturers are. If you look at it, you have Huawei, Oppo, Samsung, Google with their Pixel line, HTC, all this stuff. You have so many varieties of phones. If you don't like one, you can go to another. With iPhone, you have to wait for your next iPhone. So you don't have really any options. You only have 3 right now with the X, the XR, or the XS Max or XS, right?
Yep.
So if I wanted to go out and look at the Android phones, I have 18 million options. Do you guys think that you would be interested in looking at some? or do you think that you just you like the look and you're gonna stick with iOS?
I use an iPhone simply because it's what I got right now. But as I'm a computer science student, as I learn more and stuff, I think that looking into Android wouldn't be the worst idea because, as you said, it is built more for tinkerers. So if I want to do more of my own stuff, I can do that a lot easier on Android than I could ever on Apple.
Right, and as you are a computer science major, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would know about USB platforms, right?
I should.
You have USB Micro B,
Yeah.
then Micro A, and then you have USB C. Now, Apple's actually using USB C right now, which is the current version of USB. It's like USB what, 3.1? USB 3.1 Type C is the little connector. It replaced everything. You could plug it in either way. It's a revolutionary to the cable industry. Apple's actually put it inside their Macs, their new MacBooks and Mac Minis and stuff like that. But they haven't put it in the iPhone yet. It's still using Lightning. And for Androids, they've all moved over to USB-C. And it gives you faster charging, faster data speeds, and it gives you a faster all-around experience. And if you have a headphone jack on your phone, you can listen to your music, transfer data, and charge your phone all at the same time. Whereas, unfortunately, as I have an iPhone X right now, you have to plug in a dongle to get all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Dongle life. That's Apple. Apple's just hashtag dongle all the time, unfortunately. But I mean, it just has to be that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just has to be that way. Well, I mean, I want to go around the room, and along with the iOS versus Android debate, it doesn't matter what you have right now or what you would prefer. I want to know what your favorite phone is. I already said my favorite phone, so we're going to come down there to Evan. Evan, what is your favorite phone of all time?
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry.
Yes.
I haven't heard that name in years. Okay, go for it. What BlackBerry?
It's the one my dad used to have. I don't remember the make and model specifically.
Okay.
But I just remember you having that little trackpad that you could just scroll up and down. I used to entertain myself for hours.
You had like a little trackball on it too.
Yes.
Yeah?
Not to mention it was like sleek. It was kind of blockier, but I felt it felt better in my hands, easier to maneuver and navigate around the keys.
Okay. How about you, Alex?
So I used to have this one flip phone, and it was a really elongated one. So when you put it open, it was whew.
Like super big.
Yeah, it was crazy funny looking, and then also when you shut it, you could press the side, and on the sidebar, it would light up what the time was. And I don't know, I just really liked it because it felt really retro, even though I was not nearly old enough to want to like retro things.
Okay.
But, it's
Cool.
whatever.
Interesting. How about you, Keegan?
I'm gonna go with my current phone, the iPhone XS.
Yeah?
I don't know. I just enjoy it a lot.
It's just a lot simpler for you.
It's simple and it's obviously fast, and I like all the display. The display on it just looks so much nicer than it did on my 7 and 8.
Okay. How about you, Jamir?
I think my favorite phone has to be the iPhone 6S because it's an iPhone, still a smartphone. It's got everything you need: the home button, the headphone jack, charging port. It's got everything you need in a phone.
Is it waterproof?
It's not waterproof, but it has the sleek design. When you hold it, it just feels perfect in your hand, perfect size.
But
What more could you want?
The real question is, who brings their phone in water?
Actually, though.
Honestly.
People who want to listen
Daredevils.
to music in the shower.
But you
True.
can still just put your arm outside of the shower to change a song.
You're in a rainy state.
I mean, we're in college here, man. That's a dangerous game.
That is a dangerous thing.
Why would you just want to hold your phone out during the shower shrub it out?
No.
Can't
He's
change
saying
hands.
stick your arm.
Waterproof speaker.
He's just saying stick your hand out the shower curtain, click it, and then come back.
You obviously didn't live in the dorms for that long.
Well, how about you, Tim?
I'm gonna go ahead with my current phone as well.
Your current phone?
Yeah, I would like to upgrade to a 9 though, but this one's suiting me well. It's filling all my needs.
Okay. Did you hear the S10 just got leaked today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a. There instead of
I can't buy it.
Cameron, if you want to get in on this, we can show you. Right here on the main home screen here, we'll not show you my wallpaper here, but there's a little notch right here at the top, and it basically holds your camera and all this other stuff. Samsung just thought of a way around that. They have a full display now, but they have what's called a hole punch display. It's basically up in the top right-hand corner. They basically have a little square of it looks like dead pixels, but it just houses the camera, and it's super crazy. It just got leaked today. Hot off the press. You heard it here first on the boardroom. So Tim, would you be willing to get a Samsung S10, or would you want to get an iPhone XS?
Honestly, I don't know.
Oh, I'm selling it to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, my favorite phone was a phone called the Casio G-Zone Commando. It was a little tiny Android touchscreen device. That's what I first started watching YouTube on as a little kid. It was my favorite thing. It got me into like gaming videos, and that's how I got an Xbox. It basically was my gateway to media. And I think not for that phone, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of the boardroom, sitting with you guys on camera. I would have wanted nothing to do with that. And I really thank my parents for giving me that phone. It's changed my life, and I give it credit because I really liked the video editing and stuff on YouTube back then. This phone was literally indestructible. You could throw it, it wouldn't break. It had a plastic screen. It was great. It was perfect for a kid until I had to give it away to a guy who worked with my dad because he ran his over with a Peterbilt truck. And that's the reason it broke. So I had to give him mine. Anyway, we just want to say thank you for watching for the boardroom. My name is Ganiear, your host. We got Evan, Alex, Keegan, Jamir, and Tim over here. On behalf of all of us, we want to thank you for watching, and make sure you stick around. Go follow us on Twitter at TCTV Studios. Find us on Facebook. Do all of that stuff, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. And shameless plug here, Jamir and I are doing a radio show here on Wednesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. It's called Tech Talk. And we also have Ethan's doing his show at Tip Off. It's also on WXTC on Wednesdays. So catch us out later, and we'll see you next time.